about closed accounts, right? Now, I want to talk about some of the cons to closed accounts, which I have two written on the board, and I'm going to also discuss some of the pros, right? However, I personally think the cons really outweigh the pros, so that's why I really wanted to focus on just the kinds of closing your credit cards accounts, right? And how it can be affected, right? Now, the first thing is it could reduce the average age of your credit history, right? So let's just say you had a credit card open for five five years, right? Now you decide on the fifth year that you want to close that credit card account out. You are eliminating your credit history, right? So when it says you could reduce the average age of your credit history, that credit card that you may be removing from your account history may have had a really long standing, and you may have had that card for a long time and you was able to build up history, right? So that's why it's going to reduce the average age of your credit history, because you're taking that account away from your credit profile, because now you are canceling and closing that account, right? Now we're going to get to reasons why people decide to close accounts. However, like I said, we really want to focus important on what matters the most and how it affects our credit score, right? So now your credit history is 15%. It's a bad market, but the credit history is 15%. So when you reduce that age of your credit, you can in fact lower your credit score. Now, when you're looking at your credit reports, that account that you just closed is no longer reporting. Now, you may have paid that account on time, you may have made on-time payments, which you receive credit for. However, once you decide to cancel, you are canceling all activity that has to do with that particular account, right? Now, secondly, it could hurt your credit card utilization. Credit card utilization is 30% of our credit score. So right here alone, guys, we have 15% plus the 30%. That's already 45% out of that pie chart, right? Those five factors of credit. That pie chart, that is already 45% of our credit that can be affected simply by closing a credit card, right? Now, why could you hurt your utilization? We talked about taking away the history of that card, but now you're also taking away that available limit. You're taking away, if you had a $5,000 limit, $2,000 limit, whatever it may have been, you're now taking away your available limit, right? Which is that utilization, that usage that you have available to you by closing out this card. These are two of the important factors. Like I said, if we total that 15% for the credit history, and then the 30% for the utilization, guys, we're already at 45%. And this can affect you because, like I said, the history is important, the utilization is important, right? And how much of that we have available, and it's able to show to the credit bureaus, and we're able to show the lenders affect our credit worthiness, right? When lenders see positive credit, they feel like that's a green flag. When they see no credit or bad credit, they feel like that's a red flag, right? So we want to make sure we're showing as much positive history as well. Now, this is not on a board, but I want to talk a little bit about why people choose to close credit cards accounts, right? Sometimes people may close credit cards accounts for high interest, really high fees, right? They may not use that card as much anymore. And say if you may be paying like an annual fee, you're like, I'm not really using a card like that. Maybe it was a starter credit card that you got when you first started off in your credit journey, and you're like, I don't really use a card anymore, right? Well, I recommend just using that card at least once every 6 months just to keep the card active, and you don't really have to use it. Like when you make that one swipe in the 6 months, you could literally swipe it for $10 for gas, but you're just able to maintain that history, right? Especially if this is a card that you have for a longer period of time. Now, if this is a card you just opened up maybe 2-3 months ago, you'll take a small hit to your credit score, but it will not be as effective with a card that you had for a longer period of time, right? So these two important factors is something I want you to pay attention to and think about before you decide to close that credit account. Like I said, you can always just swipe it once every 6 months just to keep the card active, so you're able to maintain that history, you're able to maintain that available credit to you, and it's able to show on your actual credit reports, opposed to you removing a whole account, right? Because I want you guys to weigh the pros and I want you to weigh the cons. Is this card having that much effect on me that I should close it, or is it having more benefit to me that I should leave it open? All right, so if you guys are considering closing an account, get your first credit card account, man, I hope this video was able to help you. I have more videos below that you can check out on trying to get your first credit card. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight on closing credit card accounts and how it may affect you negatively, and just consider that before you make a decision. Follow me on Instagram. I am Precious Thompson. The ebook 700 Credit Club is available on Smashwords. The print book is on the way. Let's get it.